once your baby pops out, you're just like on a roller coaster for the rest of time.
Yeah.
Because they're constantly growing and changing. There's always something new that you're learning about what your kid needs.
And the next thing he starts to like babble a little bit, and then he says his first word, and then he crawls or he sits up.
Yeah.
It's like there's this constant progression that happens for like, I guess, your whole life.
You love your kid so much. It's just such a blessing to watch, and I'm just so grateful for you. Shout out to single parents.
Oh, seriously. Is he asleep?
He's snoozing.
Snoozing?
Yep.
All right. Well, if you're hearing squeaks here and there.
Yep. More squeaks.
More squeaks. it's probably
be
him.
the new background noise of this podcast. Yeah. Squeaks.
Squeaking.
Squeaking.
All right. We are 3.5 weeks postpartum.
Yeah.
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
3.5 weeks already.
Yeah.
Like it's just, yeah, it really is going fast.
It is going fast. But you know what? It's like, it's so crazy to think of like, because when people ask how we're doing, like obviously we're tired and, having a newborn is hard, but like how much in 3.5 weeks, how much we've learned and how much we've gotten the hang of is like, is it's pretty cool to be like, okay, we're figuring this out. Like we've learned some things. We're like starting to establish a rhythm as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, exactly. With a 3.5 week old.
Yeah. But it is like,
there were some moments in there where it was a rough one, like a rough go. Yeah. Felt a little hopeless.
Yeah. Yeah. We can get into that.
Yeah.
But it's cool to be like, okay, we figured it out. Like breastfeeding alone is
we figured it out, people. We have figured it out parenting and we don't have to learn anything else.
Well, I don't mean that. I just mean, from literally nothing, knowing nothing.
I know.
To now. Yeah. We sure have learned a ton.
Yeah. It kind of forces you to like expedite your learning because you're just like, I mean, you're having to keep this thing alive, but then also figure out what's going to be just the best system for yourself,
your life,
and for your life, and for your mental health,
and for your family,
and so and dynamics too, and it's been crazy.
It's kind of bonkers that they just like your baby comes out, then you're just there with your baby, and like, okay, here you go, feed your baby every 3 hours.
And that's like, basically all they give you at the hospital. That's like all the information they give. Which I guess, what? I guess. At least, what else would they say?
There is a lactation consultant there who like comes to help a few times, which is nice.
That was helpful.
Yeah, but it's so.
Yeah, because in the beginning he did not latch very easily on her right side. Yeah. She latched he latched pretty good on the left side.
Yeah, he did.
From the gut.
Yeah.
But was having some difficulty on the right, and that was a difficult moment. That
was hard. Again, like in the grand scheme, it wasn't that long of a time considering we're only 3.5 weeks at this point.
Right.
But
in the moment, it just feels like,
oh my gosh. You're just like, I can't feed my baby and I'm the only one who can do this. No one else can do this. I have to figure this out. Like we have to figure this out together.
Right.
Him,
Yeah, it's tough because like, and then for me, I feel helpless too. Yeah. Of like, I literally can't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do formula. We could, there are options. Yeah. But you were really wanting to breastfeed.
Yeah.
And do that. Yeah. Kind of exclusively.
Yeah.
Which is props to the people that do that. Like exclusively. It's a hard thing.
It is. You mean like no bottles at all?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like no bottles.
What we have done is he has like I've like pumped very minimally because I'm still so early on, so I don't want to mess with my supply. So I have like a hand pump where I'll do like literally an ounce at a time, and then I'll catch like when he's nursing, I'll like catch the runoff on the other side, and then that has allowed for us to at least have a little bit of milk set aside so that Micah can sometimes give him a bottle in the night when he wakes up in the night, which is nice because then it allows me to sleep a little bit more.
Also, your milk catchers.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like dream catchers or Ghostbusters or
Dream
something.
catchers.
But they are literally just like these spheres that have like has like a little hole in it.
Little hole, yep.
That when she feeds on one side, she has it on the other side, and then it like leaks out. And we have produced many a bottle with just those. Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah. Like every little bit counts. It adds up.
Yeah.
But yeah, breastfeeding it's hard.
Yeah.
Because it's nonstop at the beginning. And
he's cluster feeding a lot now.
Which is why he's here right now, because he ate at 6 and yet still seemed like he wanted to keep eating.
Yeah.
Which am I gonna have to put you back on? But because it's constant, and again, you're the only one that can do it. So it's like I have no choice but to sit in this chair and feed my baby all day long. And it's like, obviously I made the choice to do it. Yeah. And I know there are people who can't, that want to, so I'm very grateful that I can. Yeah. But I'm not gonna lie, it took a toll on me at the beginning, where I was just like, this is literally all I'm doing, and I don't even feel like myself. Yeah.
Did it take, well, especially being somebody who's kind of like a achiever and somebody who likes a schedule and like productivity, like to be productive. Was it hard to be basically forced to that? Oh yeah, and only that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Even though it's like
it was even hard for me too. Yeah. Just being like, and I don't know if other people like can relate to this, but because, you know, I think a handful of people are probably like, well, you should be grateful. You know, you should be grateful that you're in the season and just like take it.
Which we are. Two things can exist at once.
Yeah. What did you say?
I said two things can exist at once, but really it's many things.
It is.
Can be at the same time.
It is. It's like this kind of like brutal cycle too of like, we feel like we're in a good place now. It feels like where we've gotten a better schedule, but there were moments where, because we didn't know anything and we were just letting him dictate, everything and anything and everything. And so he was just feeding all day, every day, which basically he was just snacking. And it was hard because we're very productive people, and we also have a business that we're juggling as well. It was hard, I think, on both of us to just kind of be like, very hard. Like is our life just going to be 10 times harder now? Like, is this, we found ourselves being like, wow, our life is just like different now. Yeah. Like our life is completely different. This isn't like, this is a different life.
It is.
Our old life is now dead. And this is just different and new and hard. But then, you go in your head and you're like, but I should be grateful. I should be, it's kind of like you go in this guilt cycle. Yeah.
Or shame. This is what I prayed for. Yeah. And now here it is. And now
why should
I'm having like complaining thoughts.
I should only be grateful. I shouldn't be negative at all. Yeah. And then you kind of guilt yourself. Yeah. I don't want to be misinterpreted. We like love our kid to absolute
Of
death.
Course. And we're so grateful.
He's just the best.
Yeah.
He's such a good baby. He's so freaking cute.
He
is.
I
can't stand it. I just want to like kiss and nobble his nobble.
I want to nobble his cheeks all day. You want to get your cheeks nobbled?
I do. He is so precious.
Yeah, he is.
We had to, the first month is hard. Yeah. And when we went into it, I think we were kind of arrogant going into it.
Oh, 100%.
Because we were just like, 100%. Okay, they say it's hard. Yeah. But is it like, we'll figure it out. We're figure it out people. Yeah. And it's true. Like we figured it out, and like we're still figuring it out. But it was like, you can't conceptualize how hard it is until you're in it. No. Until you're doing it.
No, you cannot. You cannot. You really cannot. And you also can't you don't know what the hormone side of it feels like either.
Holy cow.
Until you're in it. And that's the other thing. It's just like, it's so insane that, number one, your body goes through all this trauma to get your baby out. And so you have to recover from that. And then your hormones are all over the place. And if you're choosing to breastfeed, you're the only one that can feed your baby. And it feels like so much.
And the biggest one is like sleep deprivation.
Right. Yeah.
Sleep deprivation is a form of torture.
Yeah.
That they do.
Yeah.
Like and so put that on top of hormones and all these other things.
Yeah.
It is a lot. It's a lot to take on all at once. It's not just like one thing. It's a lot of things that you just take on immediately.
Yep.
And you're like, wow, this is hard.
Yep.
And taxing and
mentally tough
for sure. But I mean, there was one day in particular. It's funny. We went upstate. We were just like, hey, we want to be we want to feel normal. We want to get out of the apartment.
Yeah.
We need to get some fresh air, do something. We always, during the fall, we always try to go to an orchard or go upstate. The basic stuff. And we did, and it was like fun for the most part.
Yeah. But
it
was also kind of a rough day.
It was. I think emotionally we were pretty like on edge. And, we had a disagreement that then just kind of spiraled into feeling like, it like, wow, like, and then we went to dinner and it was just like hard.
Yeah. And he was like getting upset.
Yes, he was fussy
at dinner, and I was like pulling him out of the car seat, and then it's like, I just want to eat my taco and I can't. And it's just crazy. I feel like, that was literally, what day is today? Today's Wednesday. That was on Thursday. I literally feel like we've come so far since that Thursday.
I know. Well, I will say, and this is going to be a big shout out, is we found out about taking care of babies. Kara taking care of babies.
Yeah.
Her name is Kara. And we took her course, and that absolutely changed our life.
It did. It really
I know that
did.
sounds so dramatic.
It does.
But that really, really helped us out.
Yeah.
With just scheduling and with like sleep cycles and feeding cycles and it just really helped us out.
It did.
And
it made a huge difference.
The courses are very like graceful. They're not legalistic. They're not like just let them cry.
No.
It's not like that at all. It's very much just like, look, this is kind of like a roadmap, but it's never going to be like this because you have a baby.
Yeah.
And you need to.
They're a newborn.
They're a newborn, and they're kind of in charge. And so, but it just was a breath of fresh air, and we felt an immense like weight off of us.
Yes.
After that.
Yes.
So, thank you, Kara.
Yeah.
Seriously. Because that was a big part of it. It was just being like. You also just, our mantra has been out loud, like, this is only temporary. This is only temporary.
Yeah.
And we should like appreciate this.
Of course.
Because we're going to miss it. We're going to miss this newborn stage, and we don't wish it away. I don't want people to misunderstand us.
Of course.
We don't wish this time away at all.
Definitely not.
We're just like being open and vulnerable about how it's a transition. Big time from, from just having like freedom between us two and productivity and like our own schedule and, to then just have it kind of be very disrupted.
Yeah. Just comes to a screeching halt. One day it's like that, and the next day it's not.
Yeah.
And then suddenly everything is dictated by this little miracle, which is like, it's so beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
It's
absolutely
hard.
Yeah. But he is a good baby.
He really is a good baby.
He's a good baby.
And especially
really
now
is an
that,
answer to prayer.
now that we've been kind of, you really can't get a 3-week-old baby on a schedule. You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
No.
it doesn't really, even in the course that we took, she's like, everything up until 4 months is just practice, because you really can't have a newborn baby on a strict schedule, which we're not legalistic with the schedule, but it is nice to have a framework to be like, this is kind of what we're aiming for. And we do our best to like stay on track with it, which gives us little tiny windows of productivity, which that alone is enough to make us feel like we still have forward motion in our life.
For sure. We've had to learn to be even more productive in the times that we have. I think inevitably this will help us become more productive.
It'll help us
than
become
maybe
more
we
efficient.
were. Yeah, more efficient.
Yeah.
I think is probably the right word for it.
For sure. 'Cause you have to.
Because you're forced to.
Yeah, because you're like, I don't know how long he's going to sleep. It might be 2 hours, but it might be 30 minutes.
Right.
So let's do as much as we possibly can.
When he
while
goes
he's
down for a
sleeping.
nap.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it has been a wild ride. That is for sure.
It really has been.
And honestly, I didn't expect it to take as emotional of a toll on you as it did at the beginning.
Didn't either. I didn't either.
Yeah.
But it did. Yeah. There was that day.
Yeah.
Was like the upstate day. I was like, I felt depressed.
Yeah.
It was like, I only had negative thoughts. I only was feeling just really low energy and definitely sleep deprived. The night before was a rough night. I did not get really any sleep because he was just really, just awake,
squirmy and fussy
and didn't want to sleep.
Yeah.
And so that definitely played a toll on it, but it was kind of like, oof, this is like really weighty. And
yes, very heavy. Felt very heavy. Yeah.
And I cried, and I don't cry very often.
I have seen you cry very few times.
Yeah.
Which is why I was like,
not in a way like where I'm like, I'm a man and I don't cry.
No. It's just like how your emotions manifest is not in you express emotion very well. It's just not, crying is not what happens.
Yeah, except for movies.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like if I'm watching Up, I will cry in that every single time. I'll cry in that scene every single time.
Yeah.
But I think in life, my logic brain kicks in a lot more.
Sure.
And when it comes to situations and things, of just being like, yeah, well, this has happened, and like, and then I kind of go into calculation or just logic mode more so.
Yeah.
But this was like logic went away. Yeah. And it was, feeling of like kind of just like hopelessness and feeling like, oh, this is going to be forever, or like my life is just like totally changed. And it was weird. I have not had, I can't really think of another moment in my life where I've felt like that. That heavy. Maybe a couple other times, but it's been a very long time. And so I think it just like, it was also surprising to me. I think that played a part where I was kind of surprised that this was affecting me as much as it was, and maybe feeling like I shouldn't be as the man of the house, and as the leader. I need to be taking care of you and him, and feeling like I should not be in this place right now. Yeah. And so it was just like a lot of that happening. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why we go to counseling. Seriously.
And that's why we have counselors, so that we have a safe place to talk about these things.
That
Me too. Is it next week? Do we have a session?
Next week.
Nice.
Next week. I've booked like every single month. Yeah. I have one for us and one for you. Yeah. For just postpartum stuff. Yeah. That we're going to do every single month.
Yeah. It's just like, it's so good to have a safe space where you can just check in with your own feelings.
Somebody who's a professional who can actually like help navigate the emotions and, maybe normalize, but also give tools
exactly
to help get you to baseline or normal or just out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or help you root through like maybe where it's coming from and why.
Yeah. Yeah. Even when it's not, I think it's so easy to be like, oh, it was like one hard day or 2 hard days or whatever. And most days, like, we're like, especially after taking the course, honestly, the course completely, it really transformed. I don't like, it seems, don't want to seem dramatic, but it really, once we took that course, we were like, oh my gosh, we can do this.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It did feel like it gave us power back and control back.
Yes. And I think I kind of also felt a little bit like I was an idiot because I did so much preparing, or I felt like I did so much preparing for like giving birth and labor and being mentally prepared for that and having my body be in the best state it could be in for that. And I didn't do any preparing for like how you take care of a baby after your baby comes. And then I was like, why didn't I do a lick of preparing for actually taking care of the baby? And then I kind of felt guilty because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a terrible mom already because I literally started off knowing nothing and I didn't even try to know anything. And so then, it's just like those kinds of those thoughts of being like, oh my gosh, that was so silly of me. What was I thinking? Yeah. Instead of just being like, whatever, here we are now. So I can't change it. Right. So let me start learning. Let me start learning now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think about, somebody told me this. It's like, there's been a lot of bad parents.
Sure.
And like, whether it's like drugs or alcohol or abuse or and the kids have turned out.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they survived and all that. And so I think we care so deeply about him and his health and making sure that he's getting everything that he needs, that I don't think we're going to be doing anything that's absolutely ruining him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we also have great people in our life and people that we
Thank God.
Our doula has been so helpful too to just answer questions.
She has really been an answered prayer.
This is you're gonna judge me, but like questions like how often do we bathe him?
Oh yeah.
Like he's a baby. He doesn't get as dirty or sweaty or anything like that as much as we do. So it's like, is it an everyday thing? That seems a little over the top. Yeah. And so just things like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, I was like, why didn't I think about these things before he arrived?
And something else that I knew was going to be a thing, but I just wasn't prepared, or not prepared. I wasn't expecting it as much, was just the judgment from people.
Oh,
like
sure.
People in the like comments or DMs where I knew like stepping into parenthood, I'm like, this is there are very few other, I guess, like avenues or echelons or things that is as judgmental and as opinionated.
Sure.
Outside of probably politics or religion.
Yeah.
As parenting.
Yeah.
And I knew that was going to be the case, but man, I was like, it's not a lot. It really wasn't a lot. Yeah. I think we went from having like absolutely no negativity to then having some. And I was just like, man, guys, like, do you not trust us enough to believe that we're going to do what's best for him? And like, we have people in our corner and we don't need like, somebody who we've never met tell us what to do or what we should do. If you open a comment or a DM or a message with you should or should not do, I'm going to restrict your account. I'm going to do it. I don't need to have that come up.
Yeah.
And because I like reading our messages and comments and stuff,
of
because
course.
I want to engage with our community.
Absolutely.
We have such a great and positive and amazing, encouraging community.
Yes.
And it is still that 99% of the time.
It is.
But now that we've stepped into parenthood, there has been here and there of like the you shoulds, you should nots. And I'm going to restrict your account.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be able to see that, because I don't want that to affect my day and my week. And, you know, it's just not fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair to us for that. And so I just encourage people, please seek first to understand before you leave a comment or a DM to anyone. I'm not just saying for us, to anyone on anything. Just take a second before leaving a comment and think first.
Right. Like,
seek to understand and think, is this person like
probably doing the best that they can for their family or doing what's right for their family? And I don't know the back end story.
You don't know the back end story.
I don't know the ins and outs.
You don't know them.
Yeah. So who am I to say what you should or shouldn't do when I've never seen what it is to live in your life?
Yes.
You know?
Yes. So let's just keep it to encouragement. You know, my mom always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And it's so true. Yeah. It's not going to do any better. It's not going to do any favors. No. People don't read negative comments and say, oh, you know what? Wow, I'm going to think differently about that. Or, right. Oh, wow, I should be doing this instead. Thank you, Susan Johnson 32457.
There's someone named Susan Johnson.
Yeah, so
that's a total coincidence.
Yeah, I was just making up a name. That's why I gave the numbers afterwards. Yeah. And if that is you, if I really got it on the head, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, people have a lot of opinions about parenting. That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah. But it is what it is.
It is. And I know that's just part of the game. And I'm also aware that the majority of the time it's coming from a good place. It is. Like it's coming from I think a trying to help place.
It is. Yeah.
I would say probably 99% of the time.
For sure.
It's coming from that place, but you just have to understand that how it comes across. Right. To the other person. But yeah. How are you feeling now?
I feel much better now. Yeah. Much better. Yeah. Like, well, I don't really know what the process is of like your hormones going back to being like, you know, to their normal levels after you give birth, because I know that after you give birth is like the biggest hormonal change that a woman ever goes through after you give birth. And I don't know the timeline for when it's like completely regulated again. But I definitely feel much better. And I mean, it really did keep coming back to it, but it really did come with taking that course and feeling more equipped to build a schedule that was gonna work for us. Yeah. Because I just kind of felt like I was at like getting blown here and blown there. And it's like, I guess I feed you now. And are you tired? Do I need to feed you again? You just ate 20 minutes ago. I feed you again. Are you sleepy? Are you hurting? Do you have gas? Like just feeling like I had no idea what I was doing, which I've never done this before. So obviously I knew there was going to be a learning curve, but feeling equipped and like I know even a couple of things has been so helpful. And it's also just helped me be less emotional as well. Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like I have proof that we're figuring it out. And that we're now equipped. And also I think having breastfeeding starting to go a bit smoother. Also, like I definitely had some crying fits when it came to him not latching, because I just was like, and he was frustrated. And so it's like, you see your baby cry and you just cry.
Like right now.
Like right now.
I knew that was going to happen. As soon as you talk.
Just thinking about it, it's like, you love them so much, and you are like, I'm the only one that can do this, so we have to figure this out together. So
you can't communicate to me right now, and I'm trying to figure out how to help you and what you're needing, and I think that's really difficult, especially if he's like just wailing and crying and crying and crying, and like you're trying all the things, and boy, our son hates getting his diaper changed.
Yeah, but sometimes not randomly.
Very randomly. Yeah. But usually will wail to the point where he is scream. Out of breath.
Yes, where I'm like, dude, take a breath.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, buddy. Yeah. We aren't cutting your leg off. we are wiping your bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we even tried started, because I thought like, okay, the wipes are cold. Maybe that's it. And so we would put it in our hands to kind of warm them. Yeah. And he just really hates it, which I don't get, because I use wipes, like I use dude wipes. That's not where you don't even have an affiliation. I just like them.
Same.
And I really enjoy it. So I don't understand why he has such a big deal.
What this feels like. You should be enjoying this.
Yeah. You'll like it as an adult.
It's making your butt very clean.
Yeah. Clean and not chafy, and anyway. But I know that was a difficult kind of period. Yes. It was like the first week probably.
Yeah. The first week. Yeah. I was so grateful that my mom and dad were here, and I was just thank God they were here.
Yeah.
Cause just even being able to like hand him to someone so that we could film a quick video or whatever it may be was so,
or just have a moment together.
So helpful. Yeah. That's the other thing. It's like, I was like, oh, I miss you because we're doing this thing together, and we're together all day, and we work together, and we parent together, and we lived obviously like our whole life is the two of us together. Yeah. But now it's like, it's the two of us together, but so much focus is on him. So the quality time is it just wasn't there.
Right. Yeah, there was a moment too. Yeah, we were like getting outside. She's like, I just want to get a cookie.
Yeah.
I just want to get a cookie. I want to get outside and get a cookie. So we went to Chip City, and we were walking, and she's just like, I miss you. I want to go on a date. So luckily we were able to do that the other day. We made it happen.
Yes.
We were invited to go and see Six, the musical on Broadway, which is so fun.
Yeah. It was really good.
But it was like, that was another moment where like, we'd love to come.
I think it was Monday and the show was Wednesday. Yeah. So it was like,
okay, what do we do?
We gotta figure this. We can't just be like, for sure we'll be there.
Yeah. And then just like leave our baby outside. So we left him with our doula. Again,
yes, May to the rescue. Literally our lifesaver in every way.
Saving us. And had a nice date, and it was great.
It was really nice. Just to feel like a human again.
Yep. To be human again.
I literally was almost going to do it. I was almost going to do it, and I didn't.
Had to. Sorry. For those of you who don't know, that's in Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
The musical.
Yes, not the movie.
The movie.
So that was really nice, and I
think to be human again. Sorry.
Yeah, and to have more things like that planned out. Like my parents are coming back next week. Hallelujah. And my mom was like, you guys need a babysitter for anything while we're there. And I'm just like, we just want to be able to go on a date night would be great.
I think that's a difficult thing of being away from both our parents.
Yes.
Like, especially now having a kid.
Yes.
I feel it a lot more.
Yes. Because we have no like immediate built-in
help,
babysitter or help.
Yeah. Or babysitter. I think that people that live near family.
My gosh.
That is probably pretty helpful. If you live near family and your mom is babysitting a lot, or your grandma is babysitting a lot,
or your dad, or your grandpa,
just thank them. Send them a text right now, just for an appreciation, because that should be very much appreciated. It shouldn't be expected. It should be appreciated big time, because they don't have to do that. I'm sure they want to. I'm sure they love to.
Yeah.
But like that's a service that you would have to pay for if you don't have your family.
Yeah.
So definitely feel that when we like now that we don't have, my family's in Wisconsin, your
Yep.
family's, but it'll be nice when they come, to do that. And then we're going to go to Wisconsin for Christmas.
And we're going to go to the Vikings Packer game.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Which will be
for
fun.
that.
And when your parents will watch him, which
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for in advance.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be super fun.
But it's great. It's been amazing. But yeah, so really, I mean, I didn't realize how much I would miss that quality time, or how quickly I would notice it. How quickly I would notice like missing you. I thought it would take longer for that to happen for some reason.
Now we kind of have to savor the moments a lot more, which I think is kind of nice.
Yeah.
In a way, it like kind of makes you focus on when you do have those moments and those times to like really just savor like a cuddle.
Yes.
Like today,
literally
he was like napping. It's like we just watched the last episode of Only Murders in a Building, and we just cuddled on the couch. And it was like, wow, this is nice.
Yeah, haven't done this in a minute.
Haven't done this in a while.
Yeah. No, it's so true. I was having the same thought during that. I was like, this is really nice.
Yeah. But
yeah, it does make you appreciate those small things that just used to be part of our daily life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we are so grateful for him.
We are.
And
beyond.
Just like for his health
Beyond.
and for, I mean, he is a freaking cutie. He is such a cute baby.
He
and
is.
excited to see him just grow up. And
be fun.
it's going to be such a fun time. And like, it's such a blessing to be able to do this with you and to like be able to travel with him and just have these experiences. And
I will definitely say like seeing you become a dad has been such a cool thing.
Vice versa.
Like
seeing you become a dad too.
I'm a great dad. But it just seems like it comes so naturally to you.
Well, I have 13 nieces and nephews, so there's probably been some practice in there every now and then. But
But even just with, I don't know, just it's like the two of you are already buds. He's only 3.5 weeks old. Sure. And just like you putting him to sleep. I don't know. It's just really, I'm going to cry again.
I was going to say. And number 3.
Sorry, buddy. He's shaking you to death.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's like, I'm trying to nap here.
What's going on? It's just been really cool to see you become a dad. And
Thanks, babe.
Just makes me even more grateful for you. Oh, jeez. I was already so grateful, but I don't know. It's just like, because you love your kid so much. And then I don't even know if I can explain it. I mean, maybe you know what I mean, but it's like, then you see your spouse and who you can also tell loves your kid so much. And it's just such a blessing to watch.
Yeah.
And I also love you so much, and I'm just so grateful for you. I don't know how. Shout out to single parents.
Oh, seriously.
The respect.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I just feel like you have saved me in so many moments where I've been kind of frustrated or been like, he won't calm down, and then you like take him and you calm him down. Because I don't have milk in me. That's true. You don't. So he does get calmer with you faster.
Heard that like he sometimes babies will get more calm in dad's arms. Yeah. Because he's not smelling the milk. Yeah. The calcium.
Yeah. Yeah. He goes to sleep. I mean, he's sleeping now. When he falls asleep, eating. Yeah. He's able to sleep on me, but I feel like when I'm trying to put him to sleep, he has a much harder time.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Going to sleep. And you're able to get him to sleep much more efficiently than I am.
Yeah. But you've been amazing too, babe. Like, it's been so cool to see you be a mom and just see you. I mean, it sounds weird probably, but just to see you like feed him is just, it's just wild. It's such a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Like that your body produces what he needs.
It's nuts.
And feeds him. And that's just such an amazing thing in itself. And I just see the love that you have for him too. And that like really warms my heart. And yeah, I love you too. And we're in this together.
We are.
And excited for all the things to come as well.
And all, like, kids change and grow so fast. I can't even imagine like I feel like it's once your baby pops out, you're just like on a roller coaster for the rest of time. I feel like, because they're constantly growing and changing. And there's always something new that you're learning about what your kid needs.
Kind of next thing he starts to like babble a little bit, and then he says his first word, and then he crawls or he sits up, and then he rolls over, and then he crawls, and then he walks, and then now he's actually talking. And it's like it's this constant progression that happens for like, I guess, your whole life. Yeah,
pretty much. Because then it's like, obviously, goes to school, keeps growing up, like has activities. There's just new things at every stage. Yeah. And then it's like, what's he gonna do with his life? Who's he gonna marry?
I know.
Like all of those things. Like, is he gonna have kids of his own? It's just so crazy. And you're only 3.5 weeks old right now, so let's not rush things. But it's just like again, I think I've said this before, but like my parents always seemed so calm in every phase of my life. And when I think about like my own child, like watching my own child do like some of the things like I did in the progression of my life, it's like I would be like, you're going to move across the country to New York City? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, they probably felt that though inside. Yeah. And they just didn't, show it.
Right.
Because they didn't want you to change.
Yes,
they wanted you to follow your dreams and your heart and like what you thought was going to be best for you. And, if it didn't work out, you'd come back. But I think as a parent, that's always the hardest thing. It's like, you got to like let them open their wings and let them go. And that's probably so hard because you love them and you want them close by, but you also want them to follow their passion and their love and and their dreams. And so
I just want them to make the right choices, I guess.
Yeah, don't we all?
That's something I
want to make the right choices too.
Oh, I mean, same. Literally what we pray for. Like, God help us make, just help. That's very simply put, help us make the right choices.
Yes.
Across the board.
Right decisions. Absolutely.
But that's what I've been like praying over him. Okay, well, we're about to end, so this will be the last time I cry. Okay.
I was gonna say.
But just praying over him, like that he can't look at you. That he knows how unconditionally loved he is. And that he knows how unconditionally loved he is by God. Like, I pray so fervently over him that he knows, like, that he learns as he grows up the true character of God. Because that's where our self-confidence and our self-worth comes from. And that is my deepest prayer for him, is that he knows how worthy he is simply because he's a child of God, and that he knows how much God loves him, and that he knows how unconditionally we love him. And then adjacent to that he finds something to pursue that really excites him, and that he has really deep-rooted, amazing friendships and relationships in his life.
Yep. I mean, that's a word for adults.
Of course. That's like, I just think about our life and I'm like, man, I'm so grateful. What are the things that make our life so full? And it's our connection with our Creator, like the things we're pursuing that excite us, and the amazing deep rooted relationships that we have, such rich relationships. Yep. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're probably dehydrated.
Yeah, probably. I need to drink some electrolytes. Ooh, my goodness. And it's like also so crazy. My last point, when you start to see your friends meet your baby. Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, like some of our best friends came to the hospital to meet him, and I was just like, I don't know. I didn't cry in that moment, but looking back on it, I'm just like, that was
so special.
So special.
Yeah.
To have them really there in the hospital and have them be, you know, some of the first people to meet him, and just to all be there together. And I don't know. It's just so he has no idea how many people he has who love him so much. So all that to say, just very grateful. The season is not the easiest, but it's also just so beautiful.
Very fruitful, and like just so much growth too. Yeah. In it. And like we've just like learned, I feel like I've seen you change too as just like a person in a great way, in a good way. In a more peaceful way. And so all right. Well, that was a good one, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We love you so much, buddy.
I do. What do you have to say about that?
I was really hoping he would squeak.
I know. Oh,
okay.
A little noise.
Yeah. We'll have him on the pod at the next episode.
What's been your experience these first 3.5 weeks on Earth? How have how have your parents been doing? Yeah.
Okay.
His breath.
All right. We'll take it.
Yeah. Good.
Take it as a compliment.
Good answer.
Well, but as always, thank you guys. Thank you,
love you
seriously
guys.
For the encouragement.
Yes.
And like we really do appreciate every one of you.
So much. So much.
Even if some of you want to be opinionated, you know, that's okay. We know it's coming from a good heart. But we really do appreciate the encouragement, especially.
We do.
And just the support and the love. So if you haven't yet, subscribe, share this with somebody, like, comment, all the things. And we appreciate you. And as we always do, like to...
Oh my.
Like, this isn't the right order of words.
Yeah. Yoda over here.
And as always, we like to end our podcast by saying goodbye. What the?
I don't know.
What happened?
I don't know.
That was disastrous. Did we start on the same note too?
Not quite.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it was exactly, but it was close. And then we ended. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys. But we're going to have to end on that. So goodbye.
See you.